Today we're discussing a video called Unpopular Opinions that will hurt your feelings.
Number one, Future is mid as hell. Now, I'm pretty
Okay, before he even says anything, I've kind of always felt this way. Like, I don't know if I would call him completely mid, but he has some good songs. He definitely has some hits that I'm not gonna deny at all. But I can't sit here and say when he drops an album, I'm like, oh shit, a new Future album? I can't wait. It's mostly just like, okay, but what are the singles? What are the singles that are hitting? Like, I can't really. Maybe he has like one or two albums that I give a shit about, but he's definitely not as amazing as people guess him up to be. I don't know.
I don't know if it's just me and my music taste, but I've never gotten into Future. Like, his voice is boring, his cadence is boring, his lyrics.
Oh, so is he talking about like completely he doesn't like Future at all? Like, I guess, you're gonna like what you like, sure. But I wouldn't go as far as to say all his music's mid. That's kind of crazy, at least to me, I guess.
Like, name me 5 Future songs that you constantly just have in your playlist, bruh, that are only made by him. No features, no nothing, just Future.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's I can't point to them motherfucking songs, but I promise you, if I load up this Spotify, I'm gonna find them. But he's got a point. I can't name them off the top of my head. It's just March Madness.
Your ass is gonna get to stuttering, bro, because you don't have 5. Now, when I say Future is mid, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying he's ass at all, bro. Like,
Okay, I thought he was saying he didn't like any of his songs. Okay, so I'm agree with him. I'm still on board. He's
well respected in the rap game, but that nigga's music is mid as hell, especially nowadays. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, all of his music just sounds the same. It gets repetitive. It's kind of boring. Whenever he's on a verse for another,
I mean, but the same could be said for a lot of artists these days. They just sound the same. Even, and people are gonna hate me for this, but even like Kendrick and J. Cole songs, some of their songs be sound the same, bro. So like, mostly Kendrick. I'm not even gonna get into this video about my whole opinions on Kendrick. Just know I do like Kendrick and I do like J. Cole.
Besides all the memes of him being toxic and his 1,500 baby mamas, like, there's nothing really special about the guy. But I swear to God, people be on this man's like he's Kanye West.
Yeah, that part I don't get. People definitely do be on his shit like that, bro. I never understood that. I'm like, yeah, he got some good songs, but calm down. Like, holy fuck.
School should end after 10th grade. All right, I'm gonna be very real with y'all. Anything that you learn past 10th grade is irrelevant in school. I truly mean that. Like, once you learn your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s, basic grammar, how to write an essay and all that, you really don't need school no more.
I don't agree with this opinion because I think personally school is more than just that type of stuff. Learning, like, sure, your education is very important. Learning the basics is also pretty much the main thing you carry over. But another thing that's important is like your socializing skills. That's another thing you learn in school. And the socializing skills you get in high school are way different than you get in your earlier years. So I would disagree with that. And sure, some of the stuff you learn in high school you don't use after you graduate or whatever for most people. However, I still think it's good to actually go beyond just the basic learning, your basic math and your basic reading skills. It's definitely important to have, like that next level of skills in your back pocket. And I think that's important personally.
Like, the 11th and 12th grade are just some of the most pointless years of your high school career ever. Because you're not even really taking real classes. You're just...
And I don't know where he went to school with, but like 11th grade was actually, for me in high school, that's like where I went. That was the hardest year of high school. Like, that's where you take the most like major tests. That's where you have your hardest classes. I don't know why they chose 11th grade for that, but 12th grade wasn't that bad. It was definitely way more lenient. But for some reason, where I went to school, 11th grade is the one that everyone was like stressed out about.
Just taking some classes of like stuff you will never need or use in real life. Like, name me one thing in Algebra 2 that you actually needed post-graduation.
And again, I don't think it's about needing it in post-graduation. I think it's more about learning it and expanding your mind, just because kids soak up information. Like, everybody's different. So a lot of kids, there are kids out there that memorize and know how to use this shit post-graduation. So I think it's good to show people that there is more and to learn that stuff. But I'll say I don't think it should be so heavily weighted on the kids when they're in school, that advanced stuff.
I feel like the 11th and 12th grade was purely made just so people will have the chance to graduate when they're 18. Because besides that, there is no reason why there should be an 11th and 12th grade. It should just end at the 10th. Like,
also, what are you going to be doing? Like, if it did end after 10th grade, what are you even going to be doing at that age? What are you, like 15? Like, you can't even get a job, really. You're probably not going to go to college at that age. So, I mean, why not just do the 2 extra years? I mean, it's easy, right?
Like, so many other countries end school at 16. Why do we continue it to 18, bro? There is nothing to be learned at all. Honestly, the education.
And if there's nothing, it's also like if there's nothing to be learned in 11th to 12th grade, then what's the point of college? You know what I'm saying? If you're saying 11th and 12th grade is pointless and there's nothing to learn after that, then why does college even exist? And I understand that's not the same thing, but saying there's nothing else to learn past those grades is kind of crazy.
Education system in America has been behind since the 80s or whatever, so I'm not really surprised this is still a thing. But honestly, we should just cut this out, because 11th and 12th grade is 2 years of your life where you could actually start something or do something. But think about it.
And also, it's like school, bro. Like at that age, you can start and do shit at that age because you're not doing anything but going to school. And then you have pretty much the rest of the day. Like most classes end at like around 2 o'clock. I feel like in most schools when you're in high school. And then you have the weekends off. So it's like you have plenty of time to do shit when you're a kid. You're not doing anything else. So it's not like you can't go start shit.
This would be different if they actually taught us important stuff in 11th and 12th grade. You know, things like credit score.
And I agree with this point. They definitely should teach this stuff in high school. Like these stuff, life skills is definitely something they should teach. Like they kind of like, at least where I went to school, they grazed over it a little bit, but they never went into depth about it for some reason. It was like a short stint of what we were learning, a short topic. It never made any sense why they don't go into detail with this stuff.
How to pay taxes, tax write-offs, how to pay your bills, etc., etc. But like when I'm 18, learning about how a guy named Romeo had a fetish for a 13-year-old girl in a crowded ass classroom with like 30 other people in it, I think there's something wrong. Call me crazy, call me dumb all y'all want to, but that's just my opinion. I will say.
And I understand he's doing it for the jokes, but there is inherent value in learning things like Shakespeare. You know what I mean? Like, sure, you may not be interested in it when you're in school. I get that, but learning about that type of stuff, reading that stuff, I think it's important. It's not going to be something for everybody, but I promise you there's going to be people in that class and be like, yo, I fuck with this Shakespeare shit. I kind of want to do this when I get older. You know what I'm saying? It's like exposing people to things maybe they didn't even know they're interested in. I don't know. Maybe it's just me thinking like that and I'm just being an optimist.
Ass shape is better than ass size.
I agree with that because I be saying all the time that you don't have to have a fat ass to have a nice ass. That's a saying that I be on, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be big, but it can still be nice.
Feels like everyone wants to get a bigger ass. They want it to be as fat as possible so they can start their little OnlyFans just to make $95 a month while literally exposing your body to the whole internet, or to attract more guys and start a little expansion team and build a roster. The fatter your ass, the better the team. And a lot of females resort to surgeries and BBLs and all that fake natural stuff to attain these type of bodies. You can have a big Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, like humongous, obviously a BBL ass. And in my opinion, I'll still rather go with someone like Ruby Rose. Like your body has to look good with the ass.
I don't want to say there's not a lot of women like that because that's not true at all. I've gone to Target and seen women that look just as good as so that's not true. I don't know. I just feel like setting the standard for something for like ass as far as Ruby Rose goes is crazy. I don't know.
If the ass like overshadows your body, it just doesn't sit right or doesn't match your thighs, it just looks weird. Like I know y'all seen them people in real life where it's pretty obvious that they got a BBL and they try to walk around like.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever seen a BBL in person. I feel like I mostly see BBLs online on like Instagram and shit. I don't think I've ever ran across someone with an actual BBL in real life.
Like in all reality, it's just like weird and nasty to look at. I ain't trying to body shame, but you should have just been natural, bro. You probably would have looked way better. Now I'm not saying. Also,
as far as that natural shit goes, like some people just can't do it. It's just genetically not there for them. Like you could improve it and make it look better what you have, but sometimes you just can't get that fat ass, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'd be saying you don't have to have a fat ass to have a nice ass.
Just because the ass is bigger doesn't make it better. The shape always matters, bro. Like that's the most important.
I feel like this ain't even a hot take, really. I think, or an unpopular opinion. I think this is a pretty common one, pretty neutral one, actually. So I definitely agree with his first point when he's talking about how Future is kind of like overrated a little bit. I agree with that 100%. The school thing, I was kind of like, on some points, I kind of guess I got what he was saying, but I don't really 100% agree with that. And then the booty thing, well, that's definitely to each his own, but for sure, nobody really likes the BBLs.